Welcome to this course on the challenges of cybersecurity in the defense industry, a topic that has never been more critical. As defense systems become increasingly reliant on digital technology, the risks we face in protecting those systems continue to grow. Let me start with a powerful statistic. Cyber attacks on defense systems have surged by over 400% in just the last decade. This isn't just a technical problem, it's a strategic challenge that impacts national security, operational readiness, and even global stability. Think about it. Modern military operations depend on an intricate web of digital tools and systems, everything from satellite communications to battlefield drones and even predictive algorithms powered by artificial intelligence. While these advancements give us unprecedented capabilities, they also open the door to unprecedented risks. A single vulnerability, if exploited, could compromise sensitive data, disrupt critical operations, or even cripple a nation's defenses. For example, imagine a scenario where a foreign adversary gains unauthorized access to a military communication network. They could intercept strategic plans, manipulate battlefield intelligence, or even disrupt command and control systems in the heat of battle. The implications are nothing short of catastrophic. But who are the actors behind these threats? It's not just rogue hackers working from a basement. We're talking about nation-states with vast resources, hacktivist groups pushing ideological agendas, and even insider threats, individuals within an organization who might, knowingly or unknowingly, expose critical vulnerabilities. And it doesn't stop there. Emerging technologies like the Internet of Things, quantum computing, and 5G networks are transforming the way we think about cybersecurity. While these technologies offer powerful tools for defense, they also present new avenues for adversaries to exploit. In this rapidly evolving landscape, the line between opportunity and risk has never been thinner. So, why does this matter to you? Because as cybersecurity professionals, defense analysts, or policymakers, you play a critical role in protecting the systems that safeguard national security. This isn't just about technical fixes, it's about understanding the broader challenges and taking proactive steps to address them. In this section, we'll delve into the growing importance of cybersecurity in defense, explore the key players behind cyber threats, and examine the emerging risks that shape this complex battlefield. Together, we'll build a foundation for understanding why cybersecurity in defense is not just a challenge, it's a mission-critical priority. Let's get started. To understand why cybersecurity is crucial in defense, we first need to consider the dramatic transformation of military operations in the digital age. Over the past 2 decades, digital technologies have revolutionized the defense sector. From AI-driven analytics and autonomous drones to real-time satellite communications and predictive maintenance systems, technology now plays a central role in almost every aspect of military strategy and execution. This transformation has brought significant advantages. With the click of a button, commanders can access live battlefield intelligence, coordinate operations across continents, and predict equipment failures before they happen. These capabilities enhance operational efficiency, decision-making, and strategic dominance. But they also come with a serious cost: vulnerability. Every connected device, every digital system, and every line of code represents a potential entry point for adversaries. A single vulnerability can be enough for a determined attacker to gain access to critical systems. Once inside, they can steal sensitive data, manipulate operations, or even disable key defense infrastructure. Let's consider a real-world example: the Stuxnet worm. This was one of the first instances of a cyber weapon used to target industrial systems. While it was aimed at Iran's nuclear program, its implications for the defense world were clear. Stuxnet demonstrated how a carefully crafted cyber attack could physically damage critical infrastructure without ever deploying a single soldier. It was a wake-up call for the global security community, a reminder that the digital battlefield is just as critical as the physical one. Now think about how these risks apply to today's interconnected military systems. Imagine an adversary infiltrating a defense network to disrupt battlefield communications. In the chaos, critical commands might not reach frontline units, jeopardizing missions and lives. Or consider the implications of tampering with intelligence data, misleading decision-makers into taking actions that play directly into the hands of the enemy. It's not just operational systems that are at risk. Research and development efforts, supply chain networks, and even personnel records are all potential targets. An attack on these assets doesn't just compromise data, it compromises the trust and readiness of an entire defense ecosystem. But why is the defense sector particularly vulnerable? One reason is the reliance on legacy systems. Many military technologies were designed decades ago, long before cybersecurity was a concern. Updating these systems is complex, expensive, and often constrained by logistical or political challenges. This creates a perfect storm where advanced attackers can exploit outdated technologies that remain critical to national security. Another factor is the sheer scale of defense operations. From land, sea, and air to space and cyberspace, modern defense systems span a vast array of interconnected domains. Each connection increases the attack surface, giving adversaries more opportunities to find and exploit weaknesses. In short, cybersecurity isn't just a technical challenge, it's a strategic necessity. Protecting defense systems means protecting national security, operational readiness, and the lives of those who serve. As we continue this module, we'll explore the specific actors and technologies that make this battlefield so dynamic and challenging. Stay with me. Now that we understand why cybersecurity is crucial in defense, let's take a closer look at the major actors behind these threats. The digital battlefield is crowded with adversaries, each with unique motives and methods, but all capable of inflicting significant damage on defense systems. Let's break them down. First, we have nation-states. These are arguably the most formidable actors in the cybersecurity landscape. Nation-states have access to vast resources, advanced technology, and highly skilled teams of cyber experts. Their motives are strategic: espionage, disruption of rival capabilities, and gaining a competitive advantage in global conflicts. Think about the SolarWinds breach. This attack, widely attributed to a nation-state, infiltrated countless government and defense systems by compromising a trusted software provider. It demonstrated how even the most secure systems could be penetrated with sophisticated techniques. Nation-states are patient and calculated, often spending months or even years gathering intelligence before executing their plans. Next are hacktivists. Unlike nation-states, hacktivists are typically motivated by ideology rather than strategy. They target defense systems to make political statements, protest policies, or raise awareness about specific causes. While their resources may not match those of nation-states, hacktivists can still cause significant disruption. For example, a hacktivist group might deface a military website, leak sensitive information, or temporarily disrupt operations to draw attention to their cause. Then we have insider threats, one of the most underestimated but dangerous categories of cyber adversaries. Insider threats come from individuals within the organization, and they can be either intentional or accidental. Intentional insider threats may be motivated by financial gain, personal grievances, or loyalty to an adversary. On the other hand, accidental threats often stem from negligence, such as clicking on a phishing email or using a weak password. A high-profile example of an insider threat is Edward Snowden, who, through his actions, exposed classified information that reshaped the global cybersecurity landscape. Insider threats are particularly challenging to manage because these individuals often have legitimate access to sensitive systems. Now let's talk about cybercriminal organizations. While their primary motivation is usually financial gain, these groups occasionally act as proxies for nation-states or sell stolen data to the highest bidder. For instance, ransomware attacks targeting defense contractors can paralyze operations and expose critical information. Cybercriminals are opportunistic, taking advantage of weaknesses in supply chains, remote work systems, or poorly secured databases. Finally, we need to consider emerging hybrid threats, where different actors collaborate to amplify their impact. For example, a nation-state might enlist a cybercriminal group to carry out an attack, masking their involvement and complicating attribution. These hybrid threats blur the lines between actors, making it harder for defense systems to anticipate and respond effectively. What makes these actors particularly dangerous isn't just their skills or resources, it's their ability to adapt. As defenses improve, so do their methods. Nation-states develop zero-day exploits to target vulnerabilities no one even knows exist. Hacktivists use social media to coordinate attacks in real time. Cybercriminals leverage AI to automate phishing campaigns, and insider threats exploit their unique knowledge of an organization's weaknesses. And then we have insider threats. This is when individuals with authorized access compromise systems, either intentionally or by mistake. One infamous case is Edward Snowden, who leaked classified information that changed the landscape of cyber and national security. Understanding these actors is critical because each requires a different defensive approach. Defending against a nation-state might involve advanced encryption and multi-layered defenses, while managing insider threats calls for robust monitoring and a culture of cybersecurity awareness. Recognizing who the adversary is helps us tailor our defenses and stay one step ahead. As we move forward, keep in mind that these actors are constantly evolving and their motives often overlap. The question isn't just who is targeting us, but how, why, and with what tools. Let's continue to explore these challenges together. Now let's explore why defense systems are such highly prized targets in the realm of cybersecurity. To understand this, we need to consider the immense strategic value these systems hold and the devastating impact that even a single breach can have on national security. First, think about the kind of information stored and processed within defense systems. These systems manage sensitive military secrets, operational plans, and intelligence data that are critical to national security. If an adversary gains access, they could uncover future military strategies, troop movements, or even weaknesses in weapon systems. This kind of information isn't just valuable, it's a potential game changer in geopolitical conflicts. But it doesn't stop at data theft. Adversaries often aim to disrupt operations. Imagine a scenario where a cyber attack disables a military's communication network during a critical mission. Without real-time intelligence or coordination, even the most advanced forces could find themselves at a significant disadvantage. A breach like this doesn't just hinder operations, it could mean the difference between success and failure on the battlefield. Let's take a closer look at an infamous example, the SolarWinds breach. This attack wasn't just a run-of-the-mill data theft, it was a strategic operation targeting the supply chain of trusted software used by U.S. defense agencies. By infiltrating a seemingly secure update, the attackers gained access to multiple government systems, including those involved in national defense. The consequences? Months of compromised data and an urgent scramble to secure critical infrastructure. The lesson here is clear. Even indirect vulnerabilities, like those in third-party vendors, can lead to catastrophic breaches. Now consider how interconnected modern defense systems are. From satellites providing GPS and communication to IoT devices embedded in vehicles and drones, the attack surface has grown exponentially. Each new connection offers a potential entry point for adversaries. For example, tampering with IoT devices could disrupt the flow of critical data on the battlefield, creating confusion and weakening strategic decision-making. The stakes are even higher when we factor in emerging technologies like artificial intelligence and autonomous systems. These tools promise incredible advantages in speed, precision, and efficiency, but if an adversary compromises them, the results could be disastrous. Imagine an AI-powered drone being hacked and redirected to attack friendly forces or a critical infrastructure target. Defense systems are also valuable targets because they symbolize national strength. Successfully infiltrating a country's defense infrastructure sends a message not just to the targeted nation, but to the global community. It demonstrates the attacker's capabilities and erodes trust in the victim's ability to protect its assets. But there's another layer to consider: the psychological impact of such attacks. Breaching a defense system doesn't just expose vulnerabilities, it creates uncertainty and fear. If adversaries can exploit these systems, what else might be at risk? The erosion of public confidence can be just as damaging as the breach itself. Let's not forget that it's not only direct attacks on military systems that matter. Defense research and development, manufacturing, and even logistics networks are equally valuable. A cyber attack on the supply chain could delay the delivery of critical equipment, disrupt manufacturing processes, or even compromise the integrity of advanced weaponry before it reaches the battlefield. So why do adversaries target defense systems? The answer lies in their strategic importance. These systems are the backbone of national security, the enablers of military operations, and the protectors of sovereignty. For adversaries, gaining access isn't just a tactical victory, it's a strategic blow to the entire defense ecosystem. As we move forward, remember that defending these systems isn't just about protecting assets. It's about safeguarding the trust, readiness, and stability that underpin national and global security. Let's continue to explore how emerging threats and technologies make this challenge even more complex. As we examine the landscape of cybersecurity in the defense sector, it's impossible to ignore the rapid pace of technological change. Emerging technologies like the Internet of Things, artificial intelligence, quantum computing, and 5G networks are reshaping how military systems operate. While these advancements offer incredible opportunities, they also create new vulnerabilities. Let's take a closer look at these emerging threats and the challenges posed by increasingly interconnected systems. Let's start with the Internet of Things, or IoT. IoT devices are transforming modern defense operations by enabling real-time data collection and communication. Think about sensors embedded in military vehicles, wearable devices for soldiers, or drones conducting surveillance. These devices create a web of interconnected systems that enhance situational awareness and operational efficiency. But here's the problem: every new connection increases the attack surface. Each IoT device is a potential entry point for adversaries, and many of these devices lack the robust security measures needed to withstand sophisticated cyber attacks. For example, a hacked drone could transmit false intelligence or even be commandeered by the enemy. Now let's turn to artificial intelligence, or AI. AI has become a game changer for defense. It powers predictive maintenance, battlefield simulations, and autonomous weapon systems. However, AI also poses unique risks. Adversaries can use AI to automate cyber attacks, create convincing phishing schemes, or analyze vulnerabilities faster than ever before. There's also the threat of adversarial AI, where attackers manipulate machine learning algorithms to produce false outcomes. Imagine an AI system misidentifying a friendly aircraft as an enemy target. The potential for catastrophic errors is immense. Next, we have quantum computing, a technology that's still in its infancy, but holds transformative potential. Quantum computers operate at speeds far beyond traditional systems, making them capable of solving complex problems in seconds. While this has positive implications for fields like encryption, it also creates a looming threat. Today's encryption protocols, which protect sensitive military communications and data, could become obsolete in a world where quantum computers can crack them in moments. This means that adversaries who invest in quantum technologies could render existing security measures ineffective almost overnight. And then there's 5G networks, which promise lightning-fast communication and the ability to connect billions of devices seamlessly. In the defense context, 5G can support operations like real-time battlefield data sharing and autonomous vehicle control, but the sheer complexity of 5G networks introduces new vulnerabilities. Malicious actors can exploit these networks to intercept communications, launch denial-of-service attacks, or manipulate data in real time. With so many devices connected, identifying and isolating a compromised node becomes increasingly difficult. One of the overarching challenges here is interconnected systems. Modern defense systems are no longer isolated silos. They're part of a vast ecosystem where supply chains, command and control networks, and even battlefield technologies are interconnected. While this interconnectedness enables seamless operations, it also means that a breach in one area can ripple across the entire system. For example, an attack on a supply chain vendor could introduce malicious code into a seemingly unrelated battlefield application, creating vulnerabilities where they're least expected. The implications of these emerging threats go beyond just technical challenges. They change the nature of warfare itself. Cyber attacks that exploit these technologies can disrupt operations without ever firing a physical shot. They can destabilize entire regions by targeting critical infrastructure like power grids or communication networks tied to military operations. This is the essence of asymmetric warfare, where adversaries with fewer resources use cyber capabilities to level the playing field. But it's not all bad news. The same technologies that introduce vulnerabilities can also be harnessed to strengthen defenses. AI can be used to detect anomalies in real time, quantum encryption can offer near impenetrable security, and secure IoT protocols can protect connected devices. The challenge lies in staying one step ahead, investing in research, deploying cutting-edge technologies, and ensuring robust policies are in place. In this rapidly evolving landscape, it's clear that emerging threats and interconnected systems represent both opportunities and risks. Understanding and addressing these challenges will be critical to safeguarding the defense systems of the future. As we move forward in this course, we'll continue to explore how the defense sector can adapt and thrive in the face of these challenges. Let's keep going. In this section, we've explored the growing importance of cybersecurity in defense, the actors behind cyber threats, the strategic value of defense systems, and the risks posed by emerging technologies. It's clear that the stakes couldn't be higher. As we move to the next module, we'll dive into the regulatory and policy frameworks shaping cybersecurity and defense. Together, we'll uncover how nations and alliances are working to mitigate these challenges. Stay tuned.